You're chilling very hard. Also been the biggest challenge of my life because it is the worldwide leader. You know, millions of people are watching you every day and every week. When you make mistakes, people know. When you fall on your face, people know. There is no privacy. There is no peace. It's highly competitive because everybody wants to be where you are. And you wake up every day understanding that while there are incredible advantages to it, advantages that you never dreamed of, never imagined, at the same time, it's an incredible level of pressure, and it's also an incredible level of responsibility, because when you're in my position, you affect a lot of lives by the things that you say, by the things that you do. And ultimately, when you realize that, it's incredibly humbling, because it's both a blessing and a curse, but you can never really look at the cursed part of it because it may get you down and ultimately defeat you. And then the alternatives are usually worse than what you have. So you have to look at the blessing part of it and move forward in that regard. But it's easier said than done sometimes.
Going off of that, have you ever felt, you've responded to a lot of criticism because you speak openly about your opinions. Have you ever felt you've had unwarranted criticism come your way based on?
I believe I have unwarranted criticism every day. And I believe that the reason I use that is not to sound like a victim. I use it because I think most of the time I am attacked because people don't like me. It's not that they're even questioning the veracity of my words, because not only am I a journalist who looks up my own facts, I have researchers too. Now, you might slip. I've slipped from time to time. Just a week ago, I slipped and I totally forgot that Derrick Rose didn't have an opt-out clause in his contract. Well, when you cover all the sports that I cover, when you're doing, sometimes 8, 9, 10, 11 interviews in one day, when you're doing your shows and you're on the air live, not tape delay, live, 4 or 5 hours a day, you're going to make mistakes from time to time. You got to keep them at a minimum if you want to keep your job. But it happens. But I'm saying to you that I think that there are times when people look at me and they don't like me. They don't like the fact that I'm in the position to say the things that I can say for whatever reason. And as a result, that is the impetus for their venom and their hostility. But I smile at those people. They actually they make my life wonderful, because you know how they use the phrase, you aim to please. I also aim to displease. I like to displease people who are unfair. I like to displease people who have malice intent. I like to displease people who I believe are insidious individuals that want to hurt us as a society and keep us divided. I love displeasing those people. Nothing pleases me more. And I'm in the position, I love love. I've got a lot of family, a lot of friends, a lot of loved ones. I'm an incredibly happy individual, but at the same time, it would be an absolute lie if I told you that I love the fact that some people hate me. Nothing pleases me more. It depends on who it is. If it's somebody that's fair-minded and decent, that doesn't like me, I want to know why, because I want to change that person's mind. But if you ain't worth a damn, please hate away. I want you to hate away. Nothing can make me happier.
And finally, for me, have you ever felt you've been censored at ESPN or any other media outlet that you work for?
I often laugh at questions like that, because the answer would be sure. There are times that I want to go all in. ESPN doesn't come down and instruct you what to say and how to say it. We don't play that game. But it is owned by Walt Disney. That would be Mickey Mouse. And there are certain things that you can't say, in certain ways you can't say things, because it's Mickey Mouse. And it's just something that's instinctive, okay? It ain't Sirius XM where you can just say what you want to say, how you want to say it, and you don't have to worry about repercussions, because it's just a different world. But there is no job on this planet that doesn't engage in some kind of tacit censorship. That is just a flat out lie if somebody tells you otherwise. When you cut your own check, you get to do what you want to do. But when you work for somebody else, there are always conditions, foundationally speaking, that one must apply to. And anybody who tells you any different is a liar or a fool. It makes no sense. It's flat out ignorant for people to think that anybody can just say and do what they want, when they want, how they want. I'm here tonight. I'll say it to y'all when y'all are out there. I'm very, very happy to be here tonight. It's beautiful. Come to South Carolina, beautiful university, watching on TV, everything's nice. Drove around campus, seems pretty nice. If ESPN had called me today, the boss, you need to get back to Bristol. Y'all have got a phone call from me. I'm sorry, I can't make it. Period. They're the boss. Now, if I'm writing my own check, then I'm like, I'm going anyway. I made a commitment. I have to keep it. If it's on me, I take the same position. But the people who cut your check have standards that have to be met, and they are the priority. And if they step forward and impose their will upon you, 9 times out of 10, myself, like every damn human being imaginable, is going to take that position, because that's how you earn your living. That's how you maintain or elevate your quality of life. Like I said, we talk about keeping it real. There is real. It's also real dumb. And me or you or anybody else not listening to the people who cut our checks, that's kind of real dumb. And I'm not a dummy. My biggest motivation is my mom. My mom is the greatest mother in the world. She's the reason I am everything that I am. The sacrifices that she made for me, I can never articulate, because she would be embarrassed by them, that she had to make them. But she epitomizes what a great mom is. She's not a mother, she's a mom. She's the greatest woman I've ever known. She's my ultimate inspiration. And anything that I do good is because of her. And anything I do that's bad is because of me.
Okay. And then you were talking earlier about the criticism you received. What is your reaction to being spoofed on Saturday Night Live?
Oh, I thought it was hilarious. I mean, Jay Farrell's a friend of mine, and you know, I mean, we've developed a friendship since that time. I knew him saw him a couple of times, but our birthday is on the same day, October 14th, and you know, we've kept in constant contact with each other ever since then. But he got me good. You know, it's actually, but believe it or not, as good as he is, Frank Caliendo for ESPN can give him a run for his money. He did me as a movie critic, Les Mis. It was, I almost fainted. I was laughing so hard. That's how hysterical it was. I have no problem whatsoever with imitation, as long as it's funny. I'm offended if you're not funny. But as long as you're funny, and I can look at myself and it's something that I've done or said, I have no problem with it. I think that people are crazy to be sensitive to that kind of stuff. It's a given. I grew up imitating people all the time. How all of a sudden I'm going to get in this position and all of a sudden be offended by it. It's called big boy rules. And I tell people this all the time. You got to have alligator skin to be in this position and to be in this business. I can't sit on national television dissecting things and people and the things that they do, and then all of a sudden it's my turn and I cower like a wuss. I can't do that. I got to be man enough to take what I dish out, and that's why I go about the business of being as fair as I possibly can. And people may not notice this, but I do not character assassinate people. I character assassinate what they do, not who they are.